Hit the button. Okay.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to Nerd Talk. We're going to
Happy
be
July 5th.
It's July 4th weekend. Today's July 5th, yep. And we'll be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy today. So excited.
Woo, woo.
This is like one of my top 5, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely one of my top 5. So feel free to chat along with us. Ask questions in the chat if you would like. So, here we go. He's getting the Oreos.
Oh.
Are those
Star-Lord Tracy.
I saw what those were.
I just finished an Oreo cheesecake blizzard, so.
Oh man.
Aren't those good? They're like double stuff.
Now I need a nap.
I'm napping after the stream at least, right? To take your nap.
So, why don't you go do a quick chat check and then we'll get into it.
Quick chat check. Mike Wheeler's first. And we have Mike 88 NYC. Hello everyone. And Tim Pruitt. And Lady Jamers. Jamie's here.
So Mike told a joke at the beginning. Did you see it?
Yeah. What did the Guardians of the Galaxy say while retiling the floor?
I am Grout.
I am Grout. And we have Lisa, Keith, and Joey from It's Joey's World.
Hey,
we have
hello.
Addiction Mouse,
Oh,
Mark and
hello.
Robin.
Welcome in,
Good
Addiction
to see everybody.
Mouse. Addiction Mouse, they're new.
Addiction Mouse, yes.
Welcome in.
Yes. So why don't we start off?
Pam.
Pam's
Pam. Hey, Pam.
Pam.
We'll go around the room.
Go around. So we'll start with Tracy, go to Kenzie.
Star-Lord Tracy. There he is.
Star-Lord Tracy. Thoughts about the movie and where it ranks for you in the MCU?
I'm ranking this one pretty high. This one, It's an off the cuff. And Guardians of the Galaxy, before this movie came out, I had no idea what they were. Because I'm not a big comic book fan unless it's probably from like the cartoons when I was in the 90s. I mean, I knew of Iron Man. I knew of Incredible Hulk. I knew of Captain America. I mean, who doesn't know Captain America from the past? All of those. I mean, for me, even Black Widow and Hawkeye was kind of new, but because they've never been huge properties in Marvel that I know of. Guardians of the Galaxy, here's a chance. I'm saying with casting, with the direction and production and all over, I would say I'd have to give this is right below Thor Ragnarok for me. And Ragnarok's pretty high. I would say it's in probably my top 5. 5 of top 5.
Okay.
Out of 10, how many stars?
I would say probably a good 8.5.
8.5. So it's
I mean, there's things things I could find with it.
Yeah, it's much better than Artemis Fowl then.
Everything is much better than Artemis Fowl.
Artemis Fowl is now the bar.
Yeah.
Everything else is above it.
Wow.
Kenzie, your thoughts and your rankings.
So obviously I did my little entry on it.
Should I present you?
Present that.
Hold on, let me present you real quick.
So I also did last week's Winter Soldier. And here's my Guardians of the Galaxy. So it has just like basic information about runtime, release date, genres, directed and written by. Then on here I have my cast and my quotes, and then my thoughts and analysis on it. So this movie's like, what I really like about it is that I try to get the washi tape to directly represent the colors that are used most in the movie. So this movie is really heavy on its purples, blues, and greens. And I tried to like show that in here. And just in general, I think this is a really, you can unpresent me now.
Okay, sorry.
So I would say this is in my top 5. I'd probably be the same as Dad. It's like 5 of my top 5, or even 4. Because I do have Ragnarok and Ultron really high up there. Out of 10, I give it an 8. I gave it a
Okay.
5 out of 5 stars though, because 5-star ratings are very different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it gets about an 8 out of 10. I mean, this is the kind of movie that you can put on and just watch.
Yeah.
Or just listen to.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Right,
I think
right,
it's a
right.
really, like, this movie is really awesome with humor, and it's really awesome with its music, and I love the characters in it. I mean, everybody loves Groot.
Yep.
Mhm.
I can't think of a single character that I don't like in this movie. I have opinions about Ronan. We can get to that later. And I think out of like all of the main, the Guardians, I think my least favorite is probably Drax.
Mhm.
Okay.
He's
Kind of
hilarious.
Yeah.
Which one is Drax? I'm
He's
sorry.
the one that tries to kill Gamora when they're in the
He's
jail.
the big guy with the knife.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Before we get to Russ, just want to say hello, T. Marie, photography. Hello, Shelley Starwalker.
Shelly, I am Groot.
And somebody, Pam, scroll up. I know Pam said, I don't know anything about this movie until my son wanted to be Star-Lord for Halloween one year, and then we saw the movie and loved it. The music, the action, all of it. One
Yeah.
of my top Marvel, yep.
Yep.
And Joey's World said something about people going to the hospital, getting hit by lightning.
Oh
Joey's
yeah.
World.
So yesterday
Yeah.
someone
People did not want to leave the boardwalk pool when lightning was like, as soon as we saw it, we heard it and felt it.
Well,
And people were complaining to the lifeguards that they had to leave the pool area.
Yeah.
These people are idiots.
Yeah.
But
And you know what? And those people will be the ones blaming Disney. And you know
Right.
what? That's BS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
don't get out of the pool when they tell you to get out of the pool, and you get struck by lightning, or that area gets struck by lightning, that's on you.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're following all the precautions. I mean,
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Yeah, welcome in. Blaine, welcome in. And Jonathan Chong, welcome in. So Russ, thoughts, ranking, what did this movie appeal to you? What did you think of it?
So yeah, I mean, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. It's probably in my top 5 as well. This actually was the very first movie that I worked on when I worked for the company, and so it kind of holds a special place for me. Again, I didn't really know much about the Guardians. I knew who they were from the comics, but I didn't really read the comics, so I didn't read the Guardians comics until after this movie.
Okay.
There are quite a few differences, but there's also a lot of similarities. So, as a comic book nerd, I love that. So, I think this was one of the, this is a good one. It's the first group, movie that's not the Avengers, so you've got a group of people that all play so well with each other as their characters. Plus the casting was amazing. And, I just think it's a great movie. I mean, as a standalone movie by itself, it's fun, but then it's also the first movie to start the Infinity Stone saga.
Right.
And so, so we get that started. So it's the MCU is now taking a turn towards that and going from here to the entire storyline. So, I just think that's really cool. So yeah, I love it. And I would actually probably give it a 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
that's
Okay.
why I went with 8.5.
Awesome.
So you
Awesome.
guys say that it's in your top 5. So from what we've seen so far, though, would it be probably your number 1? Because I know, I think Kenzie, you mentioned another movie that we haven't seen yet. So we haven't seen Ragnarok. We haven't seen Ultron. So would you say this is probably one of your favorites that we've seen so far?
So far, this is probably my number 2.
Okay.
Of the Avengers being my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually like this better. Go ahead.
It's kind. I think I kind of it's kind of obvious that I like the team movies more than, Ragnarok being the exception, but that also has more than just Thor in it. So. I like team movies.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say so far out of all the movies, if we were just ranking the movies from what we watched till now,
Yes.
I agree with Ken. This is number 2. Avengers would be my first.
Yep.
This would be number 2, and again, it's an ensemble movie, and it worked really good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
So I think what I feel like what I have to do, which it won't be that hard. I want to watch Avengers again, and I want to watch this again just to see, because for some reason I like this better than Avengers, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if I understood it more. I don't know if I could relate to the characters better.
Well, we've got, the next movie is Ultron, so that's another Avengers movie.
Is it?
And so yeah, you can compare. I think you could probably compare this to that one a little better.
Okay.
The next one when we watch it.
Okay.
Just because the characters are developed a little more.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably this Guardians is probably my third favorite of the ones we've seen so far. Winter Soldier being first.
Oh, okay.
And then Avengers. Yeah, I think it's probably my third favorite of those, but of all of them, but yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, this movie brought in a bunch of new characters to the MCU, and again, the Infinity Stone storyline. But I think it's funny how you get all these misfit characters, and they end up working together in the end to achieve a goal. Welcome in, Jay. Now Troubles. But yeah, I think, and that was one of my questions. I was going to ask what you thought about casting. I thought they did an absolute fantastic job at the casting of all the characters, from Gamora to Nebula to, and I wanted to like Lee Pace, who plays
Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
Now I had to look up the actor who played Ronan, because I wanted to know who it was, and then I saw it was Lee Pace, and I knew the only thing I knew Lee Pace from previously was Pushing Up Daisies. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that show, Pushing Up Daisies, but he was not a big gentleman in that movie. I should say he was sort of like a wimpy kind of character in that movie. That's why I was really surprised that he was that Ronan character, because that Ronan character is a big, muscular guy in the movie. I don't know if they enhanced him or whatever they did to him, but yeah.
Well, you mean not Pushing Daisies, not Pushing Up Daisies.
Pushing Daisies. Yeah, it was a TV show on like ABC or something. It was really funny.
That was an HBO drama. It was an HBO drama that dealt with a funeral home. There was,
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. This show was on regular TV. I think it was called. Yeah, it was on regular TV.
Oh, it was ABC. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was on like ABC. Yeah.
This says it right there. ABC on the bottom. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, that was a funny.
I've been wrong.
Yeah,
I've been wrong before.
So let's talk about let's. How do you guys feel about the casting?
So wait, Kenzie, were you going to answer Mike's question?
Mike.
Tina's right. You're going to get a lot of different answers about where you should start Marvel movies. I am a personal believer of going in chronological order because I like having all of the information. I like having all of the details. But if you are not super into that, I'd say Avengers.
So chronological meaning or order of release. So we could either do order of release.
Theatrical. Isn't that theatrical?
Theatrical release. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
I like the idea of going in order of movie releasings.
Yes.
What the order we're currently reviewing?
Yeah,
right.
So that's the order that we're going in.
That's a theatrical release.
So theatrical release as opposed to
chronological release.
Yes.
Okay. So
if you were going to go in chronological release, and Captain America: The First Avenger would be like at the very beginning.
Yeah, and I don't think.
And then
I wouldn't think that's best, right?
And then Captain Marvel.
And then the next
Captain
one
Marvel would be
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then that's jumping way ahead. And even if you do that, you're still going to miss things.
Yeah.
because you won't know who some people are. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I am a firm believer in theatrical release.
Yes.
Because I like having all those details. I like having all the information. But if you're not really into that and you just kind of want to just watch an action movie, start with Avengers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Pruitt, welcome in. I don't know if we said hello, but welcome
and I
in.
know even like Pam said, she just watched Guardians of the Galaxy because they're kind of unrelated. I mean, I guess there are a few characters that overlap, right? But not too much.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy, you could watch that as a standalone movie if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tracy.
Yeah.
I would say that Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't come into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They don't actually, other than Thanos, there's really no crossover until you get to Infinity War.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and even with Captain Marvel, where there's some, I mean, the only character that you're going to see outside of the Guardians of the Galaxy universe for this would be Thanos. Other than that, there's no other tie-in until you get to the future, until you get to Infinity War.
Yeah.
So Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, if you like that kind of thing, stay with those two.
Can be by themselves.
Okay.
So go ahead, Kenzie.
Oh, I was gonna say if we're still on the topic of casting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I love the casting in this movie because there are some people in this that I do really like, even if they aren't, those main characters. Like Michael Rooker. The first time I ever saw him was when he played Merle in The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that's all I see when I see him. He could be 100% painted blue and look like Yondu, and I still see Merle Dixon. So I think he's an amazing actor. He's awesome. I love the fact that he's in this movie because it's really awesome seeing actors. I love seeing actors being like one thing and then something totally different that you wouldn't expect them to be in.
Yeah.
One of those actors being John C. Reilly, who plays the one person that works at the
Novacor, yeah.
So
Corman Day.
And if you've seen some of the movies John C. Reilly is
really different from what he normally
does. Yeah.
Well, they actually cut out a lot of his comedy just because of timing. There's some deleted scenes that are hilarious.
I want to watch all of them because John C. Reilly. What, Dad?
And he's been in some very racy movies in the past too.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Because he's been in a lot.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
He does a lot of Will Ferrell movies because he's really good friends with Will Ferrell, and I love those movies too.
Step Brothers and
Step Brothers. I love that movie.
Talladega.
So is this the guy that voices Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the fact that he voices Wreck-It Ralph, he's been in all those Will Ferrell movies, but he's also been in Chicago, which is totally different from literally anything else that he's
really.
Done. Yeah, he is in Chicago. He does amazing in it. I love that movie.
So he sings and stuff too?
Yeah, he's a really good singer. So he does a lot of different stuff.
Neat.
Yes,
he's also been in a movie called Boogie Nights, not family friendly.
Oh,
just to let
I don't think
know.
a lot of things he's been in other than like Disney stuff is very family friendly.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Keystone 76. Good to see you.
So I love those two actors in particular. And I think Chris Pratt is awesome. He's very funny, and I think my favorite out of that group has to be Rocket.
Yeah,
because Rocket is the chaotic neutral one who will do what's best for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how basically all of my.
Got to find a way to tie in Loki here somewhere.
Yeah, no,
She had to.
I had to tie it into Loki because he's not in this movie, so I had to get Loki in there. So he's like that Loki character in the fact that he's a chaotic neutral, does whatever he can for himself.
Okay, so what was on Rocket's back? What was that?
That was just how he was
shrapnel.
Made.
No,
engineered.
He was, he's basically, they took, and I can get into the backstory later on, but he's basically a lab experiment that they basically took a raccoon and took him apart and put him back together. And the story is that in order to make him more like a human, you know, to where he can walk and, you know, because he walks on his, you know, 2 feet. They had to spread his rib cage out, and he's, you know, so that's what he talks about, how he was experimented on, and how, you know, painful it is, and I think that's part of his character too. He's basically in pain all the time, so he's that sarcastic, you know, he's always mad, you know, kind of a character, and so, you know, that's where some of his, I don't know, just
quirkiness or
his meanness comes out.
Demeanor,
you know? Yeah. So, but yeah, that's basically his metal spine coming through his back, and
okay. Because I didn't know if they was like crossed. Well, it was a human and a raccoon that they crossed, or I didn't know how he was, you know.
And I can get into their backstories because they all have interesting backstories. Each character do, and it's some pretty interesting stuff. So
yeah.
Did we want to go over to Tracy what he thought about the casting?
Sure. Tracy, what did you think
about the casting, and who did you think was they casted well, who wasn't?
I think the cast was perfect. There's nothing wrong with any of the casting. I think that Marvel at first was getting a little flack for the Chris Pratt character. Chris Pratt being casted as Star-Lord, I don't think they would, you know, if you look at him from, because if anybody knows who Chris Pratt is or was before that, he was in a show called Parks and Rec. He was a little bit. He played an out of shape lackey on that show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
A little bit of a goofball, a little bit of absent-minded, and the body type didn't fit the Star-Lord character. Mm-hmm. When he was cast as Star-Lord, he did exactly what all these other guys did. He ripped down pretty well. I mean, in fact, I think there was one.
He lost 60 pounds
shot
in his role.
Oh, really?
Right. And he ripped himself up. There's only one shot of him without a shirt on, but he took that part to heart, and he did it. Yep. And he brought that comic genius that he is to that part.
Okay.
And we could see they needed the comedy and the comedy in this movie to make it work, because if you don't, I mean, how do you have a character that his only 3 words is "I am Groot"? Make it work. You know what I mean? And you're talking about a talking raccoon. Bradley Cooper's voice for Rocket, absolutely amazing.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's great. You know, and from what I understand, when Vin Diesel was cast for Groot, yes, he said "I am Groot," but when he actually read those scripts, they actually gave him what was supposed to be, what his lines really were, and he emoted those lines in "I am Groot."
Yeah, I thought that was cool how Rocket understood what he was saying.
Yeah.
They've just been together for so long. What's that?
But as far as casting, excellent casting. And if Zoe Saldana, if you don't know, she played Uhura in the reboot of Star Trek. Yep. You might not have recognized it with all the green makeup, but if you watch the reboot of Star Trek, she plays Uhura.
She's also in Avatar.
Oh,
correct.
Really?
She plays the main girl in Avatar.
Oh, okay.
She is just such an amazing actress, and she's gorgeous, and I think she was just an absolutely perfect Gamora. Mm-hmm. I love Gamora's character as a whole.
Yeah.
She's just amazing.
Yeah. Tina says he was a perfect Star-Lord. Jonathan said Chris Pratt came out of nowhere. He was good he was good on Parks and Rec. Lady Jemmer said he works hard to keep that body because it doesn't come natural. And Team Marie says I've been following Chris Pratt since Everwood. I'm not familiar with that.
Right, neither. But I mean, just think. It was tough to actually put my head around Amy Pond being Nebula.
Stone is just asking who played Nebula. It's Karen Gillan. She played Amy Pond in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That took a long time for me to get my head around Amy
Yeah.
Pond. Amy Pond, who was a very nice girl in Doctor Who, and the character she played in this movie. It took me a while.
That's her
but
sister.
It
That's who
works.
that is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nebula was a blue head. Nebula
Yeah.
was a blue headed. Gamora was a green head.
Yeah,
girl.
I know
Okay,
who
all right.
I know who Gamora is.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your
I mean,
thoughts, Ross?
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, I agree with everybody that, it's a perfect cast. I mean, I think James Gunn just did an amazing job of getting this perfect group together to play this group of misfits,
Yeah.
And, I think, like Chris Pratt, he even says, like, okay, I've got to come up with, he's trying to, he really got into the part. He lost 60 pounds to do this, to do this part. And at the time, he was still doing Parks and Rec because they even kind of make fun of the fact that he was losing weight and for this role. And then, he said when I read a little bit of, he said that he channeled Han Solo and Marty McFly for his part,
Yeah.
and it just I just think he's perfect for it, and this kick-started his career. I mean, Zoe, Zoe Saldana is. I mean, she's an amazing actress. Dave Bautista, he came from wrestling. He was a wrestler,
Professional wrestler,
and he's an awesome actor.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he's even better than The Rock. So
I think he's just the character of Drax kind of aggravates me. He's kind of annoying, but I think he's a really cool character.
Yeah.
And he's great. What, Dad?
Yeah. But I mean, I think. Go ahead, Tracy.
But the Drax character, well, when he played him and how he played him, they actually said that there's a lot of kids on the spectrum who identifies with Drax because that's how they take things.
Yes.
So
literally
that also helped. That also helped this movie because it had something for almost everybody. The kids that are on the spectrum could see that, oh my goodness, there's a hero.
That's not why he annoys me.
No, I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm just saying.
No, I just want to clarify.
I know you're clarifying that, Kinsey.
The fact that he takes things so literally, that's not why he annoys me. I think it's a really, really cool. I have it in my quotes here because I only wrote down 3 quotes, and the one I wrote down was "Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I will catch it."
Yeah. And the fact that he says that with a straight face, it's hilarious.
It is.
But, I mean, again, Michael Rooker, he's probably one of my favorite. And to be honest, Yondu is my favorite Guardians of the Galaxy character.
He's amazing,
and even more so in the second movie.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything.
No, we can't get to him.
No,
I just love his character, and the fact that they had him, collecting tchotchkes for the ship, and and when I found you, these guys were going to eat you, and just the way he could tell that story, and I mean, it's just hilarious.
Yeah,
I think he did so good, and I mean, Karen Gillan, I mean, she's an amazing actress. The cool thing, every one of these actors, and in the reading that I did before this was that every single one of them were so excited to do this movie that I mean, she shaved her head just for this movie.
Yep.
And she's got long, beautiful red hair. I mean, she shaved her head rather than wear a bald cap. She shaved her head.
Now, which one is she?
She's the blue girl.
The blue-headed
Nebula. Okay.
And
welcome in, Abby family.
I just heard the actress.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so cool how everybody was just so excited about this movie, and I think all of the cast were behind it. And again, with the production issues that Disney had when they took over, to have this kind of a movie where everybody's excited, everybody's gung ho, and they're going all in. That's what made it a great movie, I think. So.
Yeah.
Like you could tell that these actors really enjoyed being in this movie, and I think that's really like you could tell that Dark World. Not a lot of people wanted to be in them.
Yeah,
you could just feel that energy off of them.
Yeah.
But in this movie, you can tell that every single one of these characters, even if like their character isn't portraying that, you can tell that like the energy coming off of them is really like it's awesome. And Hi, Bob. It's my
Oh,
little
look
man.
at he wants a pet. Look at him rubbing his head on you. Oh, pet him, would you? Come on. Give him a scratch. Oh, that's so adorable.
He heard us talking about Rocket.
Yeah.
He's
That's
my little
adorable.
man. I love him so much.
So cute.
Standing there, he wants attention.
But I think what Kenzie was saying is that I think James Gunn did a fantastic job directing this movie, and I can't imagine anybody else directing this movie besides James Gunn.
Let him put his butt in front of the camera, please. Oh God. Oh, that was adorable. I love him so much.
Oh my God. Oh.
Oh my God. There's his tail.
Tail wagging.
Tracy, compose yourself. Look at
I
him.
don't know why he's laughing so hard right now. What is wrong?
I have no idea.
Someone say rockin', Robin?
I'm
goodness.
sorry. I don't even know why it's not funny, but I just got caught in a
It was
laughing
just,
fit.
we were so serious, and then all of a sudden, here comes
Yeah.
the cat.
Yeah.
Rolling in.
It was like, I don't care what seriousness it's going on. I'm just going to be here.
And
Yeah.
I want a pet. I want my head petted,
Huh?
and then I'm going to go.
That's my cat, Bubs. He wanted
Oh,
to be on stream.
so cute.
He wanted to make an appearance. He doesn't do that very often. He'll do it when we're off stream. You guys know that. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
he walks right in front of it. This is the first time he's ever done it live, though.
I love it. I love it.
He was hilarious, wasn't he?
He's a
He was.
Oh.
He was adorable.
He's probably
Yeah.
coming in here soon because his food and water's in here.
Too
As
funny.
we were saying about the casting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think James Gunn, I think he did a fantastic job directing this movie and the next movie. I know they were going to take him off 3.
Yeah.
So wait, was there a Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
No, there's going to be.
Not yet.
Well,
But still, they
Not yet.
took him off because of some things
Oh.
that happened.
I
But
think he's back though.
he's back on. So the cast was going to boycott the movie, actually, Guardians of 3, if he wasn't directing
Yes.
it. That's how much they liked
Really?
James Gunn. And I like the fact that James Gunn put his brother in the movie too. I think he's hilarious,
Mhm.
and I think he adds a lot to the
Well-
movie as well.
Well, and he actually plays Rocket in the. He's the
Right,
he's the,
right.
the
He's a
stand-in
stand-in
Yeah,
for Rocket.
he's the motion capture.
Yeah.
He does
Yeah.
the motion
Okay.
capture for him.
Like,
Okay.
Gollum.
But hey, listen, if Ron Howard can put his brother in almost every movie,
Yeah.
why can't he?
Right.
And yeah, Ron Howard's brother.
Oh, speak of the devil, here he is.
Um,
and then we've got Glenn Close. She's also in it.
Yes.
Nova Prime.
Yes.
You got Benicio del Toro as the collector.
The collector.
Yes.
I mean, there. Sean Gunn as well. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, Sean Gunn. He's in there. I mean, yeah,
Even-
just all kinds of awesome people.
You even get a cameo by Howard the Duck. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
come on. You gotta like a movie because if it has Howard the Duck in it. I'm not sure if you remember the Howard the Duck movie. I'm not
Oh,
sure
it's
when
terrible.
like the 70s or
I
the
do.
80s.
it was
I saw
80s
that in the movie. I saw that in the movie theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
He walked in.
And if I'm not
Terrible.
mistaken, I think Steven Spielberg did that one, didn't he?
I think.
So will Thor be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
I think
Are
he-
they going
I
to
think he-
overlap them, sort of?
Well, they do.
He will be.
Yeah. Yes, he will
Because
be.
actually in the comics that is a thing.
Really?
Yes.
So Thor is out in space, right?
Yes.
Asgard's out in space, and he's out with these guys.
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy. You'll see in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and
Okay.
and
When is that one coming up? That's so that a ways off.
it's a couple
That's
movies.
a ways off.
Okay.
We need a good Howard the Duck movie. Keystone says, "Yeah, Howard the Duck." Yeah.
Well, I think
Howard the
think
Duck
it-
was a
I
Lucas.
think it's in
Lucas
development.
Okay.
I think it's in development.
So-
So,
Pete McDevitt.
James
Or
Gunn,
never had to beg for cupcakes.
Ouch.
Wow.
So what ended up happening was James Gunn had a couple of tweets that were years and years old, and someone brought it to light, and he was fired. Disney had fired him from Guardians of the Galaxy
3. Yeah.
3. And the cast pretty much said, if you don't, we're not going to do it without James Gunn. Because James Gunn made these movies the way they are.
Yeah.
He's got so many Easter eggs to everything.
Yep.
So when he left that project, he went to, he's now directing a Suicide Squad movie for DC. So and he pretty much said, once I took on that Suicide Squad, I'm not leaving Suicide Squad to go back for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That's why it's going to take so long between those two movies, 2 and 3, or even Avengers or Endgame and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, because he's already committed himself to this Suicide Squad movie.
Okay.
So hopefully, and DC needs to bring in somebody like that, because DC needs to do something for they got to figure out what Marvel did for Marvel, and bring that to the DC in order to have DC to have a viable movies in the future, or cinematic universe. They need to pretty much model themselves after Marvel and what they did.
Yeah,
right.
Like I said in the past, hopefully Marvel can do more. Marvel's got to reproduce what they've done so far. The thing is, they hit that high watermark with Endgame. Let's see if they can bring that out through the rest of the universe.
Yeah.
Because either we're gonna be oversaturated with superhero movies in the future, or we're not. You know what I mean? Is there a tipping point where people are like, "All right, too much"?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But I digress. I'm trying to take over the story.
Addie,
I think we got to
avoid spoilers for Anne.
Well, I was just gonna say that's probably what's the storyline going to be. But yeah, no spoilers. So
yeah, I not watched all the movies, so trying to avoid
Angela's going to forget by the time we get to them.
I really won't. I'm getting better now.
I think she really liked this movie.
So
I think
Gamora,
so.
it sounds like Gamora gets lost at some point. Okay.
Yeah, Gamora gets lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. Gamora gets lost.
Yeah.
I just want to welcome in Pete. Pete, it's all good fun. Welcome in, Pete.
Pete needs some cupcakes.
So,
Yes, he does.
you guys know that there are some hidden Mickeys in this movie?
No.
Did you see them?
No.
So when they're on the planet
Nowhere.
When they're on the Nova Corps planet,
Okay.
they have 3 suns. That's why they have the 3 dots. That's what they are. Well, at some point, in the background, the suns are together and they form a Mickey Mouse head.
No way.
Yeah. And then there's another one when they're on the space station to meet the Collector, and there's a stall and they're selling Mickey ears.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll go back and watch that.
Exactly.
So there's
There's
about one thing about this movie that I'm not the biggest fan of, and that is Ronan. I find Ronan to be boring. I don't find him menacing at all. He's only menacing when he has an Infinity Stone.
Right.
That's about it.
Which is somewhat the point in this movie.
And I understand that, but I think it's just the fact that that he's a puppet for Thanos just makes him less interesting.
Right.
Like, basically all we know is that he's massacred amounts of people, destroyed families, destroyed planets and stuff. But that's about all we know about him in the movie. And I don't know if it's different in the comics, but
very different.
Don't find Ronan to be like in that, like when he shoots Ronan and he stands back up and he's there again. I was like it wasn't like, oh my gosh, he's still alive, that's crazy. Like it just didn't do.
Yeah.
Ronan is not an interesting villain to me.
Yeah.
But he knows once he has that Infinity Stone, he's stronger than Thanos.
Right.
So
And I understand that, and I understand, you know, he's terrifying with an Infinity Stone. Anybody's terrifying with an Infinity Stone. You give the Infinity Stone to Groot, he's terrifying with it.
Right.
It's just the fact that, you know, I just don't find him to be very scary or menacing at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my personal thing about Ronan. I honestly forgot he existed until I, you know, went back and I was like, oh, that's the villain of this movie. Like, I just forget.
Yeah.
Lady Jamer says, I like the actor who plays him. Yeah, I like Lee Pace too. I think he's a great actor.
So what else was he in?
Pushing
Daisies.
Pushing Daisies.
Okay.
This is not the end. Well, we will see Ronan again.
Okay.
I just want to let you know that.
Okay.
Not to spoil anything, but we will see
Okay.
Ronan again in a later movie.
Okay.
A movie coming up in the distant future. So.
Okay.
So Ronan in the comics was actually not even a bad guy, and he actually fought against Thanos.
Really?
Ronan in the comics he was the Kree leader. He was like their spiritual leader. They're a warrior race, and what they have is they have their individual warrior classes. Well, he is a what's his actual his title? I forget.
Ronan the Accuser.
The Accuser. He's an accuser, and so that means he's one of the top guys. And so in the comics, they're at war with Thanos and his armies. Okay. So the whole point of the Guardians coming together is to fight against Thanos and to keep him from getting the Infinity Stones. And so the comics, Ronan comes in, and the Kree are also a part of the army that are fighting against Thanos, but the Kree are also, because they're a warrior race, they want to be the ones that win. You know, they're the ones that want to defeat Thanos. And so they are working together, but at the same time, they're competing, kind of a thing. So Ronan is there as a power, to use the he does want to use the Infinity Stone if he can, but it's more for good and for the Kree rather than for, galactic power and that kind of a thing. So so it's very, very different.
Addy Family Adventure says, I love that they put one of the Nova Corps ships in front of the new ride at Epcot. So I think they're going to put one of the Nova Corps ships in front of the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. T Marie says Thanos scares the crap out of them.
Yeah, so they're making
Thanos scares the crap out of a lot of people.
So they're making a Guardians of the Galaxy ride
at Epcot. Yes,
I knew they were doing that, but it didn't make sense till I actually saw the movie. Look at Tracy covering his face. Look at him.
Pete McDevitt says Jeff is even terrifying with an Infinity Stone.
Okay. Tracy, what were you going to say? You're on mute, just so you know. Take yourself off mute.
Yeah, you're muted.
My bad.
Go ahead.
So the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Hollywood Tower of Terror in California got the Guardians of the Galaxy overhaul.
Okay.
So if you're in California, you actually are in a collector's museum, and they actually try to escape from the collector's museum. They have an animatronic rocket. They have an animatronic rocket in their pre-show. So that's good. That is pretty cool. The Guardians of the Galaxy, it's going to be the second largest indoor roller coaster in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's some study where there's something I read there. So they're planning on making this one in Epcot the second largest indoor roller coaster in the United States.
Yeah, and I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to ride it.
You're not going to be able to ride it.
I'm not going to be able to ride it, and that stinks.
No, you're not.
Will you be able to watch videos of it?
True, and I could probably go through the queue.
I don't even know if I'll be able to ride it.
A queue
because it goes backwards.
That I can go through. Maybe that's cool.
Yeah, it goes all over. It
goes backwards. Yeah.
But either which way. Oh, I'm sorry, Ken's.
Pete says he is very impressed with Russ's knowledge.
Yes, we all are.
Yeah, it is a lot, and it's very impressive.
He is our Marvel. Russ is our Marvel knowledge.
Here's our SME.
When it comes to Star Wars, I'm the Star Wars knowledge.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
you are.
We've
Yeah.
agreed this.
Yep.
And then when it comes to Marvel, we've got, Russ with, you could ask one question about one character and he can give you a million facts about him.
Yes.
Okay.
So
One-
here's while
Yeah,
we're
go
on
ahead.
Ronan, I was going to say, all right. So Ronan, the only problem is I think they mishandled his strength in most of this movie. I mean, when they're having the fight with Ronan and Drax, he pretty much wipes the floor with Drax. They built Drax up to be the super huge and super strong individual, and here
Right.
Ronan comes down to nowhere and swats him around like a fly. You know,
He didn't even warm up.
if he was that right, he didn't even warm up. So
Yeah.
I think that was a little bit too out of place for that movie. I think they should have had that fight a little bit more interesting because that fight they didn't even need it in that movie. It was
especially
useless.
if you know Drax from the comics, because Drax from the comics is indestructible.
Drax could go head to head with Thanos in the
Oh,
comics.
well, that's
Oh,
and
really?
that's the whole
Yes.
that's Drax's whole backstory.
Yeah.
Is that he was created, he and his family were killed by Thanos, and he was recreated by another race to stop Thanos, and they basically made him into an indestructible fighting force, like just almost like the Hulk, to where you just can't kill him,
Yeah.
and yeah, he's supposed to be one of the most powerful people. Addy Family Adventures. Yeah, that he's one of the most powerful characters in the Guardians.
Yeah.
Because he can't be hurt, really. I mean, he's indestructible.
And that's what I said. I think either they underplayed Drax's power or they overplayed Ronan's power.
Yeah.
One of those two.
Yeah.
I think if they would have shown Ronan a little bit more susceptible without the Power Stone, that whole power with him and the Power Stone getting hit by that firearm, would have made more sense to me. Because I mean, up until this point, there's nothing bothering this guy, you know. So having the Power Stone, I mean, if anything, I didn't see a difference between the Thanos and the Ronan part. They almost seemed like they were on equal par, especially when it came to that fight on Nowhere. I think that Drax should have wiped the floor with. If Drax would have wiped the floor in Nowhere with Ronan, and he would have escaped by the whole I got to get out of here because I'm getting my butt kicked, it would have made more sense in the long run when he does have the Power Stone and he is that invincible.
Yeah,
that would make more sense to me. Again, I'm not James Gunn. He did an excellent job with this movie.
Yeah. You have to remember that Drax
was
drunk too when he was fighting him.
Well, true. They had to do it because they changed Drax's backstory to hate Ronan rather than Thanos.
Right.
So they had to have a fight in there somewhere.
Right.
And it's.
I looked at Drax in the comics. He looks nothing.
No, he's actually green in the comics.
He looks a lot like the Hulk, and
he does.
I mean, I'm assuming that's why they changed it.
They changed him because they already had Gamora, who was green.
I know, that's what I was thinking. You think about, you got all these characters. You want a diverse, you don't want your eye to be like on one specific thing. You want it to look like really smooth and all that. So having two characters who are green would probably, so I can understand why they changed it, but it just sounds like they changed everything about him and just kept his name.
Yeah. And when you're new to it like me, I automatically assumed because all those people were blue, they were all related or of the same species. Right. So when I saw Ronan, when I saw Nebula, and when I thought
robot.
Well, actually, Nebula is also Kree, so that's why she is blue. She is also Kree, but she was captured by Thanos and turned into this robot thing.
Okay.
And so
but then again, not all Kree are blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the one guy with the stuff around his head, he's also Kree.
Oh, really?
The black guy he's also Kree.
He is he is Kree, but he's also he changed himself. He's like a biomechanical dude. So
Right, but what I'm saying is not all Kree or blue.
Yeah.
Not all. Just like the Nova, the people on planet Nova, the Nova Corps, they had all different color people.
Yeah,
different colors,
there's more races and things there on that planet. So
yeah, they have
Correct.
like, I mean, John C. Reilly's character has like, I think his wife is like pink or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's really
yeah.
interesting that they do that, and I really like that. Because you can look at that Nova planet when they're walking around and like see you, like it's almost impossible to see two of the same kind of person there because they all just look so different.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the Stan Lee cameo?
That was funny. That was really funny.
So,
Yeah.
Yes, I see. Carlos is in the chat.
Which movie you're watching, Carlos? Welcome in, Carlos. Which movie you watching?
Number 6, he said.
Yeah, but he watched the Hulk, so I'm all off now. Addy Family Adventures was talking about Drax. It's supposed to be one of the most powerful characters too. Yeah. And
yeah, I think that's where we left off.
And
so if he's on number 6, but he watched Incredible Hulk, he should be on Avengers.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll like
if
that
he's
one.
Going in order of what we're doing, he should be on Avengers.
Right.
Okay. I need to rewatch Avengers, I think.
Have a good night, Tim.
I want to talk about Groot if we can.
Sure. Oh, do you want to say something, Trace?
No, go ahead.
Oh, you just saying goodbye. Okay. Groot. Let's hear about Groot, Russ.
So Groot is an interesting character. In the movies, we kind of think he's stupid, right? And we kind of think that he's, I don't know, he's just kind of that lumbering character. Yeah. He's heavy, he's the guy he's the muscle.
Yeah.
And that Rocket basically has to hold his hand to do anything. But in reality, Groot is probably the smartest one in the group.
Really?
If you're going by what the comics are, the comics, he is from a race of tree creatures that they're like some of the smartest in the galaxy. And actually, they are so into their technology and into their not wanting to learn and have this knowledge is that they have other races that are there that they've enslaved that basically take care of them so that they are able to only focus on their knowledge and only focus on learning. And they do it through photosynthesis. So like basically like a tree, they soak up knowledge through photosynthesis. So the character of Rocket, who's a raccoon, is supposedly from that planet as well with Groot. That's how they know each other.
Oh, okay.
So Groot was kind of a misfit of the planet, and so he was asked to leave. And so he saved Rocket from the experiments and things and brought him with him. So that's where that relationship comes from. But I just think it's cool that he's actually probably one of the smartest people in the group. But they say that because of their language is so much more sophisticated than everyone else. That no one else can understand him other than I am Groot.
Yeah,
right.
It's funny.
That's why you only hear I am Groot.
Yeah,
but he really is, super smart, and that's why Groot can't, or that's why Rocket's the only one that can really understand him.
Yeah. They remind me of Han Solo and Chewie a little bit together.
A little bit. Yeah,
they're a lot like them.
Yeah,
I did Rocket Robin. I don't know when
she. It's cool, that he is just that character, and he saves them. He's the one.
Yeah.
That gets me emotional. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So welcome in, Tiki Man fan. Welcome in, Walt, Melissa, Mouse Talk. Sorry to cut you off, Tracy. Just want to make sure. I saw your comment about She-Hulk, and I'm not sure if She-Hulk's going to have her own movie. Does anybody else know?
She'll have her own movie, but I think she'll be in one eventually.
She'll be in one? Okay.
I think so.
I I think the She-Hulk is in the same position as the Hulk. And the reason why the Hulk doesn't have his own movie other than the Incredible Hulk is because he's still licensed out to another. Just like Spider-Man, he's licensed out to another studio.
Sony.
So until they, well, no, it wouldn't be Sony because Sony had a hard time giving up the
Paramount.
Yeah, Paramount has the Incredible Hulk. Now, if they don't do an Incredible Hulk movie by themselves, if Paramount, what's going to end up happening is sooner or later, that licensing will come back to Marvel, and then then it's no big deal. I think they always have a problem with the Incredible Hulk doing a solo movie because it's tough to give him a solo movie. I think he's more of an ensemble character than he is a solo character.
Okay.
Maybe doing a multiple Hulk movies might be a difference. I don't know. You know.
I want to see. Well, and I think Addie Family Adventure said that she's rumored to have a Disney Plus show. I want to see She-Hulk and Matt Murdock, who's Daredevil, do a lawyer show because she's a lawyer.
I would love to see
like a Marvel. I would love to see a Daredevil myself.
Lawyer show.
A good now the Netflix series of Marvels were good.
Oh
there's no doubt. I mean, The Punisher was excellent. Daredevil was excellent. Those shows, other than Iron Fist, you could probably leave Iron Fist off to the side. but the Netflix Marvel series was great. It's unfortunate that the cinematic universe didn't recognize them. But what happened is that inside that Netflix universe of Marvel universe, they did recognize the cinematic universe. They just didn't reverse it the other way. I thought it was pretty great. And the Punisher, and I think Kenzie knows him from The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
he played
who?
The guy
who played Punisher. Yes, the first season he plays the deputy, the one.
Shane?
Yes.
Yeah, he's Shane.
Yes.
Yeah. He plays what?
Yeah.
Yes. The Punisher
Shane, so
is excellent. So, and obviously we know why Netflix ended up canceling it because they knew this whole Disney Plus was coming down the line. It also holds them up because they've also now licensed those characters, so Disney Plus can't just automatically start up with these characters right away.
Right.
It's unfortunate. I thought they did an excellent Daredevil, they did an excellent Punisher, they did an excellent Luke Cage, and they did an excellent Jessica Jones.
Well, of course,
Iron Fist.
Marvel Studios was in on all of that too. So I mean, it's all the same people,
right?
Yeah.
So,
but now I don't see them bringing it over to Disney Plus anytime soon. But it's actually a little bit more racy than what they would put on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Welcome in, Chris.
But again,
352
and Michelle
the Quilter. Welcome in. Thank you for being here.
Say hi to Walt too.
I did say hi to Walt. Walt, Melissa. Most talk.
But yeah, these. I would say hands down, this is one of my better movies.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
In fact, there was when I was flipping around on YouTube, they actually had I think it was What Culture or one of these other Looper or one of them. They actually had a side-by-side comparison of Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad because basically it's the same type of ensemble misfit movies, and why Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad, why Guardians of the Galaxy worked and Suicide Squad didn't.
There's a lot of reasons Suicide Squad did not work. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons.
You're welcome.
Well,
Pete.
but
have a good day.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete.
See ya, Pete.
Oh man.
Okay.
You still want to get me started on a rant about Suicide Squad?
Yeah, that's a different stream.
So before we go, why don't we go around and we say what our favorite part of the movie is, or movie quote, or why this movie really appealed to us. So go ahead, Tracy. We'll go around. Favorite movie quote, or favorite part, or both.
It's tough to pick a favorite part in this. I think the one I find the most funny, the most interesting, and I like watching all the time is the Prison Break.
Yeah.
When Rocket is just going through and he says, "This is what I need. I need one of those arm things. I need that guy's leg, and this is, and I need that battery. And then Groot just goes up and starts taking it, and he goes, it's 100% crucial that battery be the last thing that happens. And then Groot just on his own pulls it, and we're gone. You know what I mean? I find that hilarious. I just, Groot, he knows what needs to be done, and he knows that Rocket is going to figure it out, and he just says, I'm going to do it. We'll figure it out. And that's also when the team comes together.
Yeah.
Not comes together, it's an agreement to be together, but I think that's where that's the beginning of that whole building a relationship, because if it wasn't for that rule, you wouldn't have anything future.
Right. Well, it's the first time you kind of get that banter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Between everyone, and
Yes.
And we find out that Rocket has an obsession with people's artificial limbs. Or artificial
I need that guy's eye.
Yeah.
It is very important.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Okay. What about you, Kenzie? You're up.
I think one of the things I really like about this group is that they aren't the Avengers. They're not in it for being good guys. They're kind of like the anti-heroes. And that's what I really like about them.
Mm-hmm.
Because, at the end of it, he's like, we could do a little good. We could do something bad. Do a little bit of both. And then they, end up doing both. They aren't. And even Rocket is like, well, what if I want something more than the person who has it? Like, but
that's still stealing.
I can't steal it. It's just the fact that this entire group is just genuinely chaotic neutral, and I seem to have a fascination with chaotic neutral characters. So this entire group is just very do what you got to do.
Yep.
And I agree. Gamora is their moral compass. She's the one who's well, maybe we should do this. Yeah. Rocket and Groot are obviously my favorites. I could have an entire movie just of Rocket and Groot, and I'd be fine. I like you said earlier, it does remind me a lot of Han Solo and Chewie. Mm-hmm. They have a really great friendship, and you can tell that Rocket doesn't like people, and he loves Groot. Mm-hmm. And I just think that friendship is amazing, and just the comedic parts are amazing. This movie genuinely makes me smile and genuinely makes me laugh. Mm-hmm. And the music is just amazing. I actually listened to the playlist because there's a Spotify playlist of this movie that has all of the songs. And I used to listen to that when I was running.
Oh, nice.
So I really love the music in this. And just overall, this movie is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Welcome in, Garrett.
Hey.
Russ, you're up. You are up, Russ.
I mean, the prison scene is great. I enjoy the whole movie. I mean, there's really not a bad scene in the movie. I mean, I just do. The ending is hilarious. I mean, they end the thing with a dance off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just hilarious.
What
are you
doing?
Dance off, man.
But then they also have
take it back,
and and Rocket,
and he's calling.
And it's just, I mean, it's a fun movie. It's, and the Easter eggs and the music, and I mean, it's a fun movie, and it's very well done. I just really enjoy it. So
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. I like the part when Groot kind of protected everybody. That was probably my favorite part.
I love when he does the lights.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'd have to say my favorite parts after, when they blow up Gamora's ship and she's just floating out on Earth, and
like Princess Leia? No.
And
that scene.
I know,
right? Radios Hondu, and he picks him up, and they capture him and everything, and he's like, boy, why should I save, and they're going through their spit. And I should have let the boys eat you. Normal people don't eat people, You've been throwing that in my face. And then I think the way they set it up at the end.
Well, there was a part when Gamora wanted him to take her hand. Was that at the end too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when they were. But I think the way the movie ended, it really led its way into Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with, them having that conversation. I'm glad we didn't deliver him to his dad, and it just leaves you wanting, why didn't they do that?
Who's his dad?
It makes you really want to see the next movie.
Because his mom did say, if your father comes back for you, and he was an angel, and I'm like, what's that all about?
Have a good night, Tina. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the blooper with the dance off, Blue Nose. I have not seen that. Is that on Disney Plus? Is that on Disney Plus? Okay.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
I'm gonna have to go watch that.
Yeah, we should watch it together.
So we can pull it up after we're done.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
And I think it kind of makes you wonder how he was able to hold the Infinity Stone so long as well.
The
Star-Lord.
How
he was able to hold the Infinity Stone.
Because they were wondering about that too, but it almost seemed like when they all held hands.
But it kind of explains it. It kind of explains it.
Got it. Okay.
I'll probably talk a little bit more about that when we get to the second movie, because there's a lot of
the second movie's a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's a backstory.
Yeah. We might need an hour and a half for the second one.
Yeah, we might need a little more time.
We might want to start early.
I mean, when we get to like Infinity War and Endgame, those are going to be like, we got to put some time aside for those movies.
Those might be some longer streams.
Like a 2-hour finale.
Yeah,
or
we've
whatever.
been going over an hour on this one.
Yeah,
and this is just.
I mean, realistically, I think the movies from here on out get better and better.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
so, Carlos, if you're still here, you have something to look forward to.
But
they keep getting better.
Yeah, this was a good stepping stone into the next evolution of the MCU, I thought. Myself.
Yes.
Like in the beginning, they get worse before they get better.
Yeah. So, any closing
thoughts?
Comments from anyone?
I think my only comment is, I'm Groot.
I am Groot.
No. We are Groot.
We are Groot.
Oh, Russ.
We are
I
Groot.
like it. Hugs all around.
When he said that,
hugs all around.
yeah, when he said that at the end, you're not really expecting it, because all he's been saying the whole movie is, I am Groot,
Yeah, that was
so that was very, that was so unexpected.
Yeah.
And
Lady Gamers is right. The scene where he's about to hand over the ball to the collector, the orb over to the collector, he did actually drop that on accident, and they kept it in the movie.
It was really a blooper.
So that was a blooper that James Gunn kept in it, and it fits his character. It fits his character, and it fits that whole storyline. So I liked it. It was a great addition to that movie.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's cool. Cool. Okay.
All right. So why don't we go around? What do you got coming up, Tracy?
I'll be modding for Kenzie tomorrow from 4:30 to 5 or I'm joining her, whether or not whatever she's got coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday at 4 o'clock, I'll be going live with Not Wasting Time. And then next week we'll be back here.
Cool.
On Russ's channel. Right? No, Kenzie's channel.
On your channel.
On your channel.
On my channel?
We can never figure
What do
out
I get?
the order.
You got Age of Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I like that.
So everybody in the chat, just so you know, this is the order. It's Silver Green, then it's Tracy, then it's Kenzie, then it's me.
Just like this.
That is the order. That is the order that we have kept going.
That in an hour.
And Kenzie is very upset with it.
I'm very upset. I am fuming. I'm so mad. The first two awful Thor movies, and I don't even get Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I
You get Ragnarok?
movie. He gets Ragnarok. How
So Tracy,
is that?
you have Age of Ultron. What do you have next, Kenzie? After that, what comes?
Man.
Ant-Man. Then what comes
But
next?
Ant-Man's a good movie.
And then I have Civil War.
Ant-Man is a great movie.
Civil
Oh,
War.
Civil
And then what
War.
comes
I
next?
want Ragnarok, man.
And then after that, okay, so here's the list. So we just did Guardians, or Age of Ultron's on Tracy's. Kenzie gets Ant-Man. I get Civil War. You guys get Doctor Strange, which I'm super excited for.
I
Wow.
can't wait for
Oh,
Andy
yeah.
to watch that.
Tracy then gets Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, okay.
Kenzie gets Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh,
That's a
And I
good
get-
one.
I get Ragnarok. Digital Dream, you guys get Black Panther.
oh,
Tracy gets Infinity War.
Yes. And you get Endgame,
Ant-Man and the
Kens.
Wasp. I get Captain Marvel.
Whoa, whoa.
Huh?
I get Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, you get Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I don't get Endgame.
No.
Ant-Man and the
It's Endgame.
Wasp.
And
That's
then
a good one
and then,
now.
I get Captain Marvel. Jeff and
Right,
Ange gets Endgame. And then Tracy, you get Spider-Man Homecoming. And then that's it.
are you kidding
I get
me?
Far From
Wow.
Home.
Or Far From Home, sorry.
I
Yeah,
get
Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Okay.
Messed up.
And hopefully by the time we're all the way through that, maybe we could hit a Black Widow. Depends on when they're going to release it.
Yeah.
I'm just
Nice.
so mad
So-
that I get the two Thor movies, the two awful first Thor movies, and I don't even get Ragnarok. Like I sound like such a bratty person right now, but I'm just so upset.
Oh, Kenzie.
So what you got to do, Ken? Now, who's got Ragnarok? Is it Russ? So what you got to do is you got to trade 2 of your movies for 1. So you got to start wheeling and dealing.
It's like Monopoly.
Sort of like Monopoly.
Get
Yeah.
it over. I
Right.
don't want Batman.
If you have to give up, at least 3 movies to get to Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Wow.
that might be the. So what do you got coming up?
Hey, listen.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Trace.
And you can't barter with mine. This is mine for mine. You can't give up Infinity War for Ragnarok.
I get 2 Ant-Man movies, and I don't even get Ragnarok or one of the intense ones. Like I'm just very angsty about it. Okay.
Whatever. Move on.
She's already trying to quit. So
I've already said I was gonna quit.
no, not really.
Yeah, of course not. I would never. So tomorrow, 4:30 to 5:30. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I like to choose about an hour before I actually go live because
Probably rant about what we just said.
Okay.
yeah, probably yeah.
All right.
I'm just so angsty about it. I don't even know what else.
All right. Russ?
So other than hiding from Kenzie,
Protect Ragnarok.
no, this I had to postpone my Hamilton show yesterday for the 4th of July. So we're gonna do that next Saturday instead. So this will give everybody a little more time to watch it. And so we'll come together and talk about that. And then just back on to Tracy's channel for Avengers next week. So
Awesome.
Okay. Cool.
What do we have going on?
So, well, look for a vlog this week about our staycation at Boardwalk. And then Thursday, we are going to have Dreaming with the Mouse, where we will be live at Magic Kingdom. So we'll be talking to Myers at home, and then we'll be.
Are we going to do that for Dreaming with the Mouse or earlier in the day?
No, we're going to do it for Dreaming with the Mouse later in the day. And then that's it. And then we have our live stream on Saturday, probably from the road. Going up to the beach.
I don't know if I can do that.
And then Sunday we'll be with you guys. So
If you time it right,
I promise it won't be in
if you
portrait.
don't promise
if you
anything.
time it right, if you time it right, and you get to south of the border at 11 o'clock, you
On
can
Saturday?
You can stream south of the border. Yeah, and you make it all about You get to south of the border at 11 o'clock, and you'll be done by 11:10 because south of the border, ain't nothing really there.
South of the
Oh, and then we
border.
probably have pizza night too, right? Friday night pizza night. Is that on your channel, Kenzie?
I have
I
no
think
clue.
it is. Yeah.
How are we gonna
At
do
this
that?
point, we do have pizza.
We're gonna
be on the
figure it
road.
out.
We'll stream from Pizza Hut. or
No, we'll be
someplace.
there. We'll be somewhere.
We'll be,
Well,
we'll
then-
be somewhere.
I was going to say too, probably sometime in the morning we will most likely be on with Mama Mouse. So
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
I'm
guys
Always check out Mama.
for Crop and Shop tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
So everybody, make sure you're subscribed to everybody's channel here, so you always know when one of us is going live with one of these movies.
well, one of us is usually always on someday. So
Yes,
Yeah.
and make sure your bell is darkened because we may go live. Just you're going to want to get a notification when that happens.
May go live Thursday morning from Magic Kingdom.
I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe
Maybe
if I'm feeling all.
straight this way.
If I'm feeling like I can pull it off.
Landscape.
Like this.
No, not like that. Like
Not
this.
portrait.
Oh boy. Well, thanks everyone for being here. We really
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks,
it.
guys.
We love having all of our friends together talking about doing our nerd talk, and I'm glad you guys twisted my arm into this new endeavor with these movies.
got you hooked now.
Yes, yes, I'm
We got
hooked.
her hooked. We
It's getting better. I promise.
Yes.
It gets
Yes.
so much better.
I do. I really like it. In fact, I've been looking at Marvel stuff now when we look at like merchandise.
Awesome.
Ooh, I saw a really cute Groot hat the other day, and I'm like, well, I don't know who Groot is. I don't know if I need this hat. And now I'm like, I need that hat that says I'm Groot.
You should get the
And
rocket.
it's little
Baby
baby
Yoda's
Groot.
gonna have a friend soon.
Yeah.
What's that, Russ?
Said Baby Yoda's gonna have a friend soon.
Yes, right?
They had a rocket hat too that looked like it was real fur.
Oh, no, I don't want that.
So
So, well, thanks again, everyone, for being here, and we will see you all in the next stream.
thanks everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye everyone.
Hey guys.
Dancing out.